Hello, I am Joann Boswell, and I studied theater, music, and writing in college, and then I taught high school theater for a few years before I had kids, and I've directed a lot of shows. And some of you may know me as Professor Wildwood, head of Ravenclaw House, from this past summer. And I've not been able to do a lot with MPA yet, but I am looking forward to it when I can. I have three very small children, and I am a local photographer and a poet, and I have a book of photography and poetry that's coming out in a few weeks. And was delighted when Barbara asked me if I would read to you some poems. This poem is called "Is Love Alive?" I spoke my word, I love you. It hung there naked, mirage-like shimmer, invisible, until light shone through it, like perfume sprayed into the air, waiting for someone to walk through it, where it can do some good. I love. Even then, ineffectual or subtle at best, bouncing against skin and hair, shimmying down to your eardrums, reverberating into emptiness. I. So I dressed it up like a magnetic doll, attaching accessories, gave it substance. I love you. Berry phone and glass bowl of rice. Connect for an hour. Say yes to board games despite screaming dishes and emails. Cramp hand penning postcards. Clean your crusted toothbrush holder. Wash your sweat-soaked pillowcase. Concoct surprises, both meaningful and hilarious pranks. Compose winter song, lyrical lights guiding you home. I love you. Conduct sacraments of action. Give you last peanut butter ball rights. Unbury phone. Send texts whenever you come to mind. Reminding you, I remember, you have value. I love you. And my Bitmoji became flesh and dwelt among you, tossing hearts and lipstick kisses to all. Before you play the rest of this video, if you're offended by flatulence and the speaking of flatulence, you might want to turn this video off. This is a very farty poem. Like, super duper farty. I'm not joking. You should head for the hills if you're not okay with that. I'm gonna give you one more second to run off. One. Okay, here we go. This is called Marital Tune-Up. I wasn't trained for this humor. Mother not amused by father's machine gun reverberations. Air pellets escape his rear, step by step. Waistband modifications intending to confound. Oh, he's merely adjusting his pants, not unabashedly discharging gas. Silent eye apologies dart from mother to house guests, while father's somber sulfur soliloquies continue, unacknowledged, least of all by him. Still, I had two brothers. I should have been more prepared. Childhood days filled with cut cheese, pulled fingers, duck call stink bombs flooding the basement. I've always enjoyed blowing raspberries on babies' tummies, vibrations ripping hilarious orchestrations. But when the same sound quits closed keister, I fear the gaseous, stinky mill, rotten egg stench which accompanies fanny yodeling. But I married you, and now my table is filled, little girls in princess dresses, composing flatulent humor, teaching me butt toot is funny, even when the exhumed dinner corpse beefs it up real good. I'm finally learning the gift of the poot, How a well-timed put or pft can release more than one tension, breaking winds of hilarity in the twinkle of a sphincter wink, to brighten the mood like bubbles on a cloudy day. Freed of intestinal shame, I savor too much ice cream, as much as my follow-up airy dairy derriere, knowing your excessively fibrous diet will outplay my most sincere attempts to overfart your late-night tushy sneezing, your flammable ass breath trapped in our sheet, exiting your hiney at such an absurd velocity. A caricature of a fart. It's like Looney Tunes in my bed. Thank you, sweetie. Where are they now? Mr. Tumnus is a proud boy. The White Witch blocked me on social. Aslan cares for the elderly. I'm still searching for Susan. One Algernon is something rotten, tours with Broadway. One Cecily, fancy woman, composes solo, and with Mr. Beaver. Benedict can still act, also hairstylist at a wig maker's wedding. Dropout Grandpa Lawrence is a rock star. Laurie went to Cornish. Marmee studies marine biology in Belgium. Joe is interim pastor Chastity Joy. Amy seems happy. Mayor Shin, talented never joiner. There's no way of knowing. The music man himself is a new master, according to Mom's social. George Webb is crazy about Jesus Christ and his wife. Mrs. Webb left her town, Rains, Aries mama, and YMCA queen. Helena, taproot pizza-loving advocate. Bottom, special education paraeducator. Quince, fluid harlequin glory. Flute, just married, hands-on reception. Lysander, soul explorer. Hermia, NYC dancer. The modern major general finished his mission. The pirate king is La Mama theater genius. And Mabel, barefoot in a tree for Edinburgh Fringe. My part was so little, cast in a minor role in their glorious unspooling live action documentaries. I was support, storyteller, listener, advice giver, teacher, producer, director. Show posters lined my garage stairway, stars stringing a constellation billions of light years away. Squint to make out memories. Thousands of hours summed up in $8 flimsy frames. I don't know how to feel, but I do anyway. Zip up, faded theater hoodie. Thunderbird looks nostalgic. Flip the lights, back off, close the door.